To connect with you again, Denise. Thanks for coming on our live today.
It's a pleasure, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. I had the pleasure of coming on your live last week, and it inspired me. I was like, oh, I need to be doing this for the book launch. So thank you.
Absolutely.
So we've been connecting with different mompreneurs every day leading up to the book launch of Welcome to the Room, Mama. And we're talking all about that, all of those mindsets that come up, because there's a lot of like imposter syndrome. There's a lot of guilt, especially if you have young kids. So I'm excited to dive into this today, because I know that you in particular work with like older parents with like empty nest kind of things. So I'm excited to get your perspective on this.
Absolutely. To be quite frank with you, based on my previous career, there's no way I would have created an entrepreneurial lifestyle. I had absolutely zero room. I was in education for 31 years, and the role of the principal wouldn't have even, there was absolutely no wiggle room for such, and my interest wasn't there, right? So I loved what I did. The infamous, not really 9 to 5, as you can imagine, for education. It's like, not never ending.
But, yeah. It's like entrepreneurship. Yeah.
It's so true, right? In many regards. However, you don't get to drive the bus, as it were, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pardon the pun, as school educator. But you know, there's expectations and rules and you follow. And I loved it. But entering into retirement, I have this thing inside of me that is always like, there's something more you need to do. I don't know what it is, but there's something more. And I've always been somebody who goes with my gut. And my gut was telling me, don't know what it is, but do it. And I fell. I went sideways, I went down, I went up. I still go down and up. And that's a beautiful thing I feel that is available as entrepreneurs, to know that it is a bumpy ride, but take it into perspective in terms of when there are those hard times, those hard moments, those hard months, years, know that that is your growth and your journey. And dig into that. Be okay with that. Know that you are not alone, and that I love the work you do, knowing and showing people the power of connection and looking at joining those who you are aspiring to have results like, but do it in your way, right? And so one of the things you talk about is like, how do you juggle all those balls? How do you do that imposter syndrome? Like, are you out there just kind of just being you, and it's free and carefree? And I'll tell you, in the beginning, it was not like that. And the gray hair is real. Like, I am not 20 and 30. That's the ages of my children. So it's such an incredible journey to know that I hit those same feelings and those same ideas. And I still on occasion look and go, I should be further ahead. What's wrong with me? Like all the head games. And I then take those and go, okay, why am I going down that slippery slope? There's a message in that for me. What is the message? Instead of staying in that negativity, I go, there's the message. What's my message? How do I figure out what that message is? There's something inside of me I get to shift so that I can grow again. And I believe very, very strongly that we are here on earth to learn. Life is about learning. And so what an incredible journey you get to take as an entrepreneur through the challenges and through the good times, in terms of learning who you are as an individual. So imposter syndrome, yep, I've had it. I still have it. I will probably always have it, but I can look at it through a different lens now.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for sharing that, because I think everybody experiences imposter syndrome, and it continues to show up over and over again, like whether you're 2 years into your entrepreneurship journey or 5 years in, and it's every time you level up, really, like every time you try something new, every time you branch out, every time you start to attract new clients or your brand evolves, like it comes up again and again. And you just have to be able to look at it, like you said, and be able to like dial back the mind games and say, okay, what am I learning here? Like, what's the lesson?
Yeah.
Because it's going to eat you alive if you don't actually
Yeah.
take it by the reins, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I find that it's next to impossible or impossible to do on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So lean into and create those supports, and they might be in an area of your weakness. So you might not have the business sense. So build up that business sense. Be
Mm-hmm.
aware of your areas of need and support yourself in ways that are appropriate for you, right? And if you don't know what that is, go out and explore, understand through learning, right? And there's so much out there to learn. Just don't get caught up in the shiny objects that are out there, which is,
Yeah.
hey, been there, done that, right? And just start to really know who you are as a person, and then just show who you want to support and why your purpose is. Like, what is your reason behind doing what you're doing? And always ground yourself in that. And when you're grounded in your real purpose, what's your vision? What's your goal for doing what you're doing? Always go back to that, because when you're off course, that will ground you to stay focused again.
Very good. I know in my experience, some of the people like in my inner circle would project some of their limiting beliefs on me, and that could help feed that imposter syndrome, because it's like, oh, who are you to be starting this business? Like, you don't have any experience in that. And really, like, the shift should be like, why can't I? Like, of course I can do this. I am this
Mm-hmm.
person that can start this and go after my dreams. Have you experienced that?
I would say, because I haven't met the people in my area that are doing what I'm doing, we take a totally different spin on it. And we're like, who cares?
Uh-huh.
Life is short. We've seen, right? We just look at it in a different lens. And I'm going to say, and I'm generalizing clearly, but I would say water off a duck's back is much easier. Again, the gray hair is real. And we're like, you know what? I don't have to prove anything. I'm here for a purpose, and I know. So I think for me and my colleagues that I surround myself with, that's kind of the lens with which we operate from. It's like, well, that didn't work. Okay, what's next? Instead of, what's wrong with me? I'm going to hide in the corner, right?
Yeah.
It's just a different avenue that we can take. And that's been my experience. So you get to look forward to that too.
I love it. And I think that just like reinforces the need to have that community that supports you and
Huge.
inspires you and helps you on that journey. Like, because if you're listening to even like your close friends and family that don't get it, they're going to be
Yeah.
the ones that really like bring you down and like pee all over all of your ideas that you're having, you know?
Right? Yeah. And that's a tough battle. If you aren't getting support for what you're doing, then take a look at that, but understand if that's their issue or if it's really something that you believe. Because
Mhm.
if you believe something different, that's your indicator to understand who will support you and who won't support you. And just because you're doing it and they don't support you doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing it.
Mhm.
It means that you need to get your support elsewhere, because it is out there 100%. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what advice do you give for everybody looking to create these circles? Do you like where do you usually find them?
I find them everywhere. I do it by what people might consider taking risks. So I just go out and involve myself in a variety. I've changed, because in the beginning I was looking for, what's the script tell you to do, right? Go find like-minded people. Go surround yourself with those who are successful. Very important, but you really have to play with it, have fun with it. If you're not getting feedback that energizes you, then you're in the wrong spot. There's something not matching. You don't have to stay in groups because you put yourself in a group in an area. I play. I find I've just recently accessed an incredible woman, Dr. 𝗙𝗶 𝗍𝗏, and I'm involved in a panel discussion on Sunday. In my previous, I would never have, but I somehow found her on LinkedIn. We reached out, next thing you know, and I love her energy. It's just like, I would never have risked that in before. I'm not good enough to talk to a Dr. 𝗙𝗶 𝗍𝗏. No way. And I'm like, right? Just be you, and it's okay to take risks. And when it falls, you get to learn from that, right?
Oh, such good advice. Is there any last pieces of wisdom that you want to share with everybody when they're looking to start this journey?
I would say, and I think I've talked about this before in our conversations, but it's okay to look outside, but don't build everything by looking outside of you. Build everything foundationally from your inner truth. And that will change and grow as you learn and change and grow. But always keep your, I'm going to call it divine purpose. Always keep your realness as the foundation, no matter what you do. And if something is not feeling right, tune into that and shift. Do something different. If it's not feeling right in your gut, go with that. And it's like, if it's feeling fantastic, go with it, right? Tune into you. You are the most powerful in everything that you do, and never lose sense of your inner power.
Can you just share with everybody what your favorite mantra is?
You're not going to be surprised at this.
I know it.
For you, by you, because of you. And that is not selfish. When you learn and begin to process life through a lens of always ensuring every single day there's something for you, by you, because of you, and not contingent on any external desires, forces, recognition, whatever, you will change your world. And by changing your world, your external world will change. So when you give back to yourself, your whole energy, your whole environment, your whole being will change around you. And I can't wait to see it happen for each and every soul on this earth.
Oh, I love that saying so much. I love it. Thank you again for coming on here, Denise, and sharing your story and your wisdom with everybody, because you're full of it.
Such a pleasure. I am so excited for my hands on top of this little book, and check it all out. It's going to be powerful, and you are a gift, and I'm so glad you are sharing everything that you are doing. So congratulations, and keep being you.
Thank you, Denise. And everybody listening, you can get it on February 19th on Amazon for just 99 cents for the ebook. Thank you again.
Fantastic.
This has been great.